All right, let's move on. We're both convinced that Peyton's returning, but the announcement hasn't been made yet. If Peyton returns, let's deal with this first. If Peyton returns, are the Broncos yet again a favorite in the AFC West? And where do they rank in the AFC as a whole if Peyton comes back?
To answer the first question, yes, they're the AFC West favorite again. Of course they are. The Raiders are not going to get any, significantly better under Jack Del Rio. Let's say that he does a wonderful job there. 8-8. I mean, they've won 2 games. What do you expect? Derek Carr is not the Andrew Luck. He's a guy that is coming in the league and did a pretty nice job. They have a lot of holes to fill and not much time to get there. So San Diego, Mike McCoy's done a nice job out there. I know people have accused him of being soft, and I would be somewhat in agreement with that. But Phillip Rivers had a back problem the last half of the year. They were good the first half of the year. He was a candidate along with Peyton Manning in the first half for MVP. San Diego, I can see being a factor in challenging the Broncos. In Kansas City, with Andy Reid and that they're going to be competitive. And I picked them to fall this past season, and they did, because they had a lot of free agents, and they've got Houston that's probably going to go somewhere else unless they franchise him. The outside linebacker.
They need to keep him. They got to keep him.
He had 20 sacks, I think.
Yeah, they've got to keep him.
Yeah, but if they don't keep him, they're in real trouble defensively. And Alex Smith, we know, is a manageable. He's a guy who manages the game. He's not going to be great. So I would think the Broncos would be favored. Where do they rank in the league? Top 8, maybe. Top 8, 10.
Really? With Peyton, just the top 8?
That's a playoff team.
Yeah, I disagree with you on that. I disagree with you.
I'm going into this, let's assume that everything we're talking about happens. I'm going into next season saying, if they can just get into playoffs. We've seen them have that home field advantage, and everybody here goes, "Oh, I got to have the home field advantage." That isn't working out. That isn't working out. It worked out once in 3 years.
Not only that, you don't have to have
home field advantage. I want to see a team like the Broncos did in 1998 that went on the road and beat Pittsburgh, went on the road and beat Kansas City, went to the Super Bowl. Maybe that toughened them up, having to go on the road. Maybe it toughened them up, having to play that extra game. I think that being a wild card, if they're going to win it, win it. I don't care whether it's here, New England, Indianapolis, whatever. If they don't win wherever it might be, they don't deserve to be there. Top 8, I mean, you said league, the whole league. Green
AFC.
Bay, Seattle.
No. I said AFC.
It says right there, I can read it now that I had one surgery. Where do they rank in the league? That's the National Football League. Somebody, give me new terms in. Where do they rank in the conference?
Okay, all right, I'm with you on
4.
The league thing.
In the top 4 in the conference.
With Peyton.
Because I said top 8, so that would be half of it.
Okay.
Green Bay, Seattle, New England Patriots, Indianapolis Colts, maybe the 40. Do you know the 49ers have become more dysfunctional than the Oakland Raiders? Isn't that hard to believe?
They're
worse than the Oakland Raiders now. The Oakland's kind of trying to put their act together a little bit. San Francisco isn't, so that has nothing to do with it.
With Peyton, it's clear. They'll still have the best quarterback in the division. I don't want to hear from Phillip Rivers fans, okay?
You're not going to hear from me. Yeah.
All right, so they're still. I mean,
there's so few of them because God just made a few of them.
The Broncos won their division by 3 games last year. They won it going away. And with Peyton back, they still have the most talent-laden roster, and Elway's going to improve that roster. I have great faith in that. So they are far and away the clear favorite in the AFC West.
No,
in the AFC as a whole, not the whole league, but in the AFC, with Peyton, I think they're number 2 behind New England. I really do. I haven't seen Indianapolis put together a good team around Andrew Luck yet. They're just lacking. And until I see that,
Pittsburgh,
Baltimore? I don't put Pittsburgh.
So
there.
if you,
I think
New
Pittsburgh
England,
is aging on defense.
Well, I'm just saying when I say top 4, Pittsburgh, I believe. I mean, they were developing into a better team this year.
They're okay.
Well, Baltimore, didn't you like what Baltimore did?
Baltimore always scares me because it's a good organization.
New England, so that's 4.
I'm saying I think they'd be ahead of New England, ahead of Indianapolis and ahead of Pittsburgh. I think they'd be number 2 behind New England. Now, the league as a whole, I think, right around there, 8, 9.
But then why were you arguing with me?
on the AFC thing.
I was reading off
All right,
your
all right, here's what-
teleprompter.
okay.
Because you have to have a
How about,
teleprompter.
I don't know if
I'm
you want to
reading
play this game now. How about
Okay.
without Peyton? Do you even want to bother? If you don't, I will.
it. Without Peyton 8-8. I always look back to when John Elway retired, Brian Reese came in, they were 6-10. I think that made a big difference.
Can they
were-
win the division without Peyton Manning?
No.
Really?
Oh, what do you mean, really?
I
You
think,
they
because
can?
I think the rest of the roster is very, very good.
No, I think San Diego would be better. I think Kansas City would be better.
I think you'd
I
have
think
to
they'd
bunch
fit
the
it.
three at the
I
top.
think they would.
I don't know who'd end up in front,
Well,
but
we
I think
don't know. I mean, do you ever get? I got Valentine's Day. I got a box here.
yeah,
I didn't know whether it was a bomb in it
or chocolate.
or Nutrisystems or what. We don't know. You know, I think there was a famous guy named Forrest Gump who said his mom told him that life is a box of chocolates. Brock Osweiler is a box of chocolates. You don't know. Do you ever open up the box and it doesn't have what's in there and you go, oh, this has got jelly in it? And you go, I don't want jelly in my chocolate. That you open up and it's got coconut. You want chocolate. You know, we don't know what we're going to get with Brock Osweiler. Is that jelly or is it, nuts and nougats and stuff like that? So I don't know what I got with Brock. I would sit here if you told me. I would say the Broncos have a nice, toughest schedule on paper because they go by this year. I would say that with Peyton Manning, they're going to finish with about 12 victories next year, 11 or 12. I don't think they're a 13-13 team, but we haven't seen free agents. With Brock Osweiler, 8-8 would be the over-end.